Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, Pune brings to you a webinar on Warli painting, a tribal art, to represent togetherness and their ancient culture in their painting, to enhance the quality of cultural awareness among children. By our speaker, Snigdha Bhatia. To learn the folk style of painting, our chairman, Shri Subhashji Parmar, has inspired and guided us to teach kids about shapes, lines, circles, and dots. To know more about the Warli art form, let's begin with our today's interesting webinar.
Good morning to one and all. I, Evelina John, take the pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School for today's Sunday hour with our honorable guest, Mrs. Snigdha Bhatia, on the topic Warli painting. We at our school, with the inspiration and guidance from our chairman, Shri Subhashji Parmar Sir, and members of the committee, have organized this webinar. Now, let's move to a very interesting topic, Warli art. As we all know, that Warli painting is a style of tribal art. These paintings are mainly done to represent a sense of togetherness. These paintings are traditionally practiced on mud walls with white paste. As art is the ultimate method of human communication and every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once he grows up. Yes, it is rightly said. Every artist dips his brush in his own soul and paints his own nature into his pictures. With these wonderful and artistic lines, I now hand over to our principal, Mrs. Snehal Khataukar ma'am, to brief us about our school. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Evelina. Good morning to one and all. Once again, a very warm welcome to Vijay Vallabh Sunday Hour. From the bottom of my heart, I thank our today's artist, Mrs. Snigdha Bhatia, for accepting our request and ready to enlighten our today's webinar on the topic Warli painting, a tribal art. It is rightly said, art is inspired by life and life takes inspiration from art. It has the power to transform, to illuminate, to educate, to inspire, and to motivate. We at Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School prepare our children not only academically, but also to live a happy and a joyful life through the various curricular and co-curricular activities, as it gives our children a platform for innovative learning and self-expression. Every year, our students appear for elementary and intermediate exams and come out with the flying colors. Our children also participate in inter-school drawing competitions and bring many laurels to our school. I think drawing is an educational tool which helps our children to develop their creativity, writing, reading, creative thinking, also develops their visual analysis, fine motor skills, boost their self-confidence. I wholeheartedly thank our chairman, Sri Subhashji Parmar, for the guidance and support given to us for this webinar. So today, let's learn the innovative, elegant, traditional folk art, that is Warli art, which is simple and dynamic art form. So let's gain more knowledge about Warli art and make this morning delightful. Thank you. Over to you, Evelina.
Thank you, madam. I now would like to introduce to you our guest of honor. On behalf of our school, I am extremely glad to welcome our guest, Mrs. Snigdha Bhatia, for today's session, Warli Painting. Ma'am has completed Bachelor's in Commercial Art from Abhinav College, Pune. She has 5 years of experience in teaching preschool children, and 7 years of experience in teaching college students. Ma'am is a certified phonics instructor and TEFL and TESOL certified instructor from London College of Teachers. Ma'am is also a calligraphy instructor at Udemy and have conducted numerous calligraphy workshops since 2017. She also conducts art and craft classes since 2020. Ma'am, we are indeed very fortunate to have you this morning with us to share your views on this exciting topic. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for welcoming me today to speak about a very beautiful tribal art or folk art, as I can say, which is Warli painting. I'm particularly attached to any kind of folk art because it shows our culture, and especially Warli art because it is the most beautiful form, and it's very it's based on simple geometric shapes, which is very easy for children to learn. And it also develops a lot of their other skills as well. So I'm very excited to share this knowledge with all of you. And I think we can begin with our session.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful views. Yes, Warli art has simple but meaningful elements to it. With this excitement to know more about Warli art, I now hand over to Mrs. Varsha Goravle for the question answer session. Over to you, Mrs. Varsha.
Thank you, Evelina. Good morning to one and all, and a very happy and prosperous new year. Today we are here with yet another interesting webinar on the topic Warli painting, which is a form of tribal art. This art of painting represents a sense of togetherness. It's a great opportunity for me to be a part of this webinar and conduct the question and answer session on Warli painting. Now our student Kirti Jannu would like to ask a question to our guest. Over to you, Kirti.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to all. My name is Kirti Jannu. I am studying in Standard 10th. My question to you is, ma'am, will you tell us more about what is Warli painting and where and how did this art originate?
क्या आप हमें वारली पेंटिंग क्या है, इस कला की उपस्थिति कहाँ और कैसे हुई, इसके बारे में और बताएंगे. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you for your question. So Warli painting is a form of, like you rightly said, it is a form of tribal folk art, which originated in the northern Sahyadri range of Maharashtra itself, and especially around the regions of Dahanu, Talasari, Palghar, Mokhada, and Vikramgarh. The most appealing part of this particular art is that it is based on natural elements as well as maintaining the universal balance. Okay, so it symbolizes the balance between nature and humans. It shows a lot of elements like birds, animals, trees, whatever is found in nature, as well as it also shows the daily activities and the occupations of people in a very beautiful and in a very simple manner. Also, this artist known as Jivya Soma Mashe, he's the artist based in Thane district, and he is particular. We need to be thankful to that particular artist because he has played a great role in making Warli paintings popular all over, not just India, but all over the world. And because of this kind of exposure, we now have turned Warli art, which was basically done on mud walls, and we have adapted it to different other materials and sources as well, and other surfaces, which we will very shortly see in the upcoming hour. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing the detailed information on what is Warli painting and where and how did it originate, and how this art symbolizes men's harmony with each other and with nature. Now our student Siddesh Wani would like to ask a question to you, ma'am. Over to you, Siddesh.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to all. My name is Siddhesh Abhijitwani and I'm studying in Standard 10. My question to you, ma'am, is that what kind of material or what material is required for Warli painting?
वारली पेंटिंग के लिए किस सामग्री की आवश्यकता होती है? Over to you, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you. So traditionally, as we have seen, that Warli was done on mud walls, which was a red ochre kind of a background. It was done on the inside and the outside of walls of the houses. And a white paste was made using rice flour and water, using gum as the binder. And this particular paste, that is the white paste, was used on the red ochre background with the help of bamboo brushes, which were, they were chewed to make a fine brush. And with these, they used to traditionally make the beautiful paintings. However, coming back to today's world or nowadays, what we do is we usually have the different or variety of pens and paints available. So it has been adapted from those bamboo sticks and the rice flour paste to more modern station items like your pen, pencils. You can use sketch pens, you can use brush pens, you can also use paints, your poster paints or any kind of acrylic paint along with brushes. And this can be done not just on paper, but we can also do beautiful designs using this kind of figures on ceramics, on cloth, on canvas, and of course paper as well. And it has been used widely on multiple surfaces nowadays to create beautiful pieces of art. Thank you.
Now, ma'am, we would like to see a small clip on Warli. Thank you, ma'am, for making us aware about the material that is required for Warli painting, like rice flour, gum, and water, which is easily available for us. Now I request our principal, ma'am, to ask you a question. Over to you, Khataukar, ma'am.
Snigdha ma'am, I would ask you, will you show us a demo on Warli art?
Absolutely, why not?
क्या आप
I
कृपया
would love
हमें
to.
क्या आप कृपया हमें वारली पेंटिंग पर कुछ और डेमो दिखा सकते हो?
Yes, sure, most willingly. So we can start right away. I'll just like to mention a few things before we start the demo. We are going to, I'm going to try to incorporate all the different elements that we spoke about in today's demo. So we'll be doing a little bit of human figures, we'll be doing animals, birds, trees, crops. Okay, and I will also show a quick border. There are many different kinds of borders that are used when different kinds of animals or birds and plants that are depicted in Warli art. But today, looking at the time, I'll just try to incorporate everything and we'll quickly make a nice card. And we'll be using, if you can please spotlight my paper, I'll just show you what all material we'll be needing for the demo. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, children, you also have to do the drawing what ma'am shows along with her.
Okay, so we'll be starting with the regular pencil. We'll be drawing all the figures on a white paper for now. I'll be using a brush pen or a sketch pen to fill in the details. Nowadays, we also do Warli art using different varieties of colors. So basically, it was done in white on an ochre background. Today, we'll be doing it in black and white. But these figures can also be done using different colors. Okay, but today we'll keep it basic and simple, and we'll do it in black and white itself. So let's start by drawing the border first. So I'm going to complete my artwork in this rectangle that we have already drawn, and we'll start with the top border. So you can see there are 4 corners in which I'm going to draw circles like a spiral inside, going inside. So let's do this first, all the 4 corners. Now let's move to our top border. I'm going to draw a wavy line first. So starting from the bottom to the top, just like we draw waves or mountains, I'm going to complete this entire stretch using these lines. And similarly, I'm going to do it for the other areas as well, on all 4 sides. Okay. And on the right side. Okay, so that is my basic border that I've done. I'm going to add a little bit of elements in here. So at each curve, I'm going to draw a small semicircle like this. We'll color in the different parts later with the help of the sketch pen. We'll first finish the drawing in pencil.
Children, you have to do along with her. I hope you are doing.
So this will complete all the 4 borders. And then on the wide area of this part, I'm going to just draw simple lines. Like we discussed, it is a very simplified art form, and it makes use of a lot of dots, lines, triangles, and basic shapes. I'm going to draw small lines here and complete the border.
Children, you have to be very quick because still the zigzag line is only not done by you. Can you see the small lines what ma'am is doing, children? You have to exactly do the same.
Okay, so with this, we finish the border. I'll give you some minutes to finish this. At least complete one part of the border, maybe the top or any one side. And then we can move on to the actual drawing inside the frame.
Can you see the beautiful border, children? Children, if you have any doubts, you can ask ma'am right now.
Yes, please. Any doubts? You're most welcome to ask.
Any doubts? If you have any difficulty in the spacing or holding the pencil, you can ask ma'am.
Yeah. I think they're doing it very nicely.
There is no difficulty.
Shall we start doing the main drawing? Because we will have to
Yes,
give it
ma'am.
time to, mark
Yes,
it with the sketch pen as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the sun in one corner. So I'm going to draw two curved lines in the left corner, left top corner. And we'll draw the rays. Okay. Let's draw a cloud here with the help of curved lines again. At the top bottom corner, I'm going to draw few crops or plants. So I'm going to start with a straight line. Draw a small triangle at the top and mark it with further small lines like this. And this particular portion, I'm going to repeat it along this line. Okay. So let's draw the small triangles first. And then we'll draw the smaller lines here at the end of or at the base of the triangle. And I'll draw one more here, which is a smaller line, but with the same elements.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I would like to ask you one question that
Sure.
when you draw this, when we are doing Varli painting, any
Mm-hmm.
particular pencil or a pen, what we have to use it and what type of the paper?
Okay, so pencil, you can use any pencil which has a soft lead. So any writing pencil or a drawing pencil is good enough to draw. And while we're doing the outlines, we'll be using our basic sketch pens for this. And to fill in the details, I will be using a brush pen. We can do the same thing with a brush and poster paints, with a paintbrush and poster paints as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now I'm going to keep this particular area to draw my two human figures. So at the bottom, I'm going to draw simplified form of a land again using curved lines. Okay, something like this, which will be filled in with vertical lines. This will be the land form or the mountain the rocky edges on which we'll be drawing the human figures. Now on this again, I'm going to use smaller lines to create grass or vegetation here like this. So you see all the elements are done using very simple lines, and that is the beauty of this art. So now going back to drawing the human figures comprise of triangles, circles, and lines which are used for their arms and legs. So we'll draw the first one here. Make sure that you leave some space between the cloud to draw the head. And I'm going to draw one inverted triangle like this. And then another one. This becomes the body of the human. So we are going to draw one man and one woman. I'll tell you what the difference is. And for the head, it's simply a small circle for the man. And let's show them celebrating. So for hands, we just draw lines like this. And the same thing for their feet, for the legs. Okay. So this is the first figure for man. Now when we draw a woman, the basic structure remains the same. So we draw two triangles. Draw the head. Now for when we are depicting a woman, we usually show a head bun here like this. And we show some embellishments like this, like maybe they're wearing flowers or something in their head, some kind of ornaments. Okay, so these are the two human figures. We'll draw the bird now. Is there any question?
See, children, how beautiful it is looking. And you also have to do the same way. Your drawing should also look same beautiful like ma'am has done. You can see the creativity. And be little quick, children.
Okay, so above the heads in the sky, we'll draw two little birds. A small circle. We're going to draw a bird here, a slightly long triangle. For the wings, I'm going to draw curved lines like this. The beak, the eyes. And we'll draw one more. Okay. And the wings again. So the birds flying in the sky. And let's draw another small animal. On the right side in this space. I'm going to draw a semicircle first. Draw another semicircle inside this one. Add the head here, the beak, Again, lines for the legs. Need to add some lines here between the two curves and the tail. In the background, somewhere here, I like to draw a small plant. Now, if you observe the Warli paintings, they don't really make use of perspectives. Okay, even if they're showing figures from the top, they still draw the figures like this. Okay, basically they're trying to incorporate all the elements that they want to show in the drawing. Okay, so I'm going to draw simple flowers here.
Ma'am,
Yes.
these kind of arts can be used where other places we can use these kind of arts, like on the card, on the wall, and where
Absolutely,
others?
yes.
Huh.
So you can use
So-
it as a wall painting.
Yes.
You can use it, as coasters. You can make these designs on coasters. You can make it as a frame
Hmm.
wall. People have also painted these kind of Warli paintings or elements on T-shirts and cloth bags as well. So,
Okay.
it's very universal. You can use this art as and how you like on whichever surface, and it really looks beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome. Okay, so with this, the basic drawing is done in pencil. And now we will start. Wow, that looks nice. So now we will start doing the outline with the help of a sketch pen.
Children, would you please like to show what you have made? All the children?
Wow, that's really nice. Very beautiful. You've done a really fantastic job. Wonderful indeed.
Ma'am, is the drawing complete?
Complete. We'll be just doing the outline now,
Okay.
and we'll fill in the black color. Children are also, they're most welcome to use colors in the figures as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the major portion in black and white, and let's do the human figures in colors. So I'll do one part, the top border, and then we'll start with the inside one. Okay, so this small curve that we had done here, I'm going to fill it in with black color.
Children, start filling the colors. Okay, children, those who are watching live on the Facebook, it's a request to you that you have to complete this drawing and you have to send your teachers on the group, whatever you have made. Okay?
Now all these triangles we are going to fill in. You can use a different pen, maybe a ball pen or something, to draw the lines to show the line intensity, different intensity of line. So keep the border in dark and make the lines with a ball pen or a fine liner or a highlighter. Okay, and then we'll start with the human figures. Let's complete this as well. The cloud will also be filled in with vertical lines, which I'll do in a minute once I'm done tracing this. And you can erase off all your excess or reference pencil lines once you're done with your outlines. Okay, so I'm going to draw vertical lines here as well. Color this in black. As well as this one. Now for the human figures, I'm going to add some elements here so that I can make it more colorful. So I'm just going to add a few lines. Usually these are filled in with color, like solid color, but just for the sake of doing something different, let me add a little more color to the human figures. This can be kept in color, in black. Just going to highlight the human figures a little bit, rub off the excess pencil lines. If you're using a sketch pen, wait for some time before you erase the lines, otherwise the color might smudge. Let's make them colorful. I'm using brush pens for the coloring part.
Now it's time to use the colors, children. So use your colors.
You can use any colors that you like. This as well. Okay, with this, we have completed the drawing, and you can similarly fill in your borders like we've done on the top portion, and then you can gradually erase all your pencil lines. Okay, so we are done with the drawing.
Ma'am,
Yes.
There are many questions from our viewers. So can
Sure,
you
sure.
repeat? Can you repeat the details what you had said in the beginning? That what are the materials used for this painting, and a little bit in short about the Warli art.
Sure, sure. I'll do that. So basically for today's artwork, we have used pencils, sketch pens, brush pens. To create this art, you can use colors for the figures. The reason why I've kept everything else in black and white is so that, the figures stand out. Traditionally, this is done on a red ochre background. So you can also do it on a brown paper with white color paint using a paintbrush and poster colors. And the same can be done on walls as well. So if you have, a feature wall that you want to get done, you can paint it in brown or a red ochre color, like more of earthy tones. And then you can use white paint to make these elements. Now, the basic elements that are used in Warli art is the use of circles, triangles, lines, and dots. That forms the basis of all the Warli art elements. Mostly they show a lot of community things happening in their village, like maybe they're celebrating some kind of festival or harvesting, or the day-to-day life activities. They also use a lot of natural elements like your birds, flowers, trees, animals, etc. So you are free to choose which kind of material you're most comfortable with and on which surface you would like to do this beautiful art.
Ma'am, as our children also have done with their drawings, so can you like to have a look?
Sure, sure. Why not? I would love to. Wow, that is brilliant. That is very nice. Looks really good.
Isha.
Isha. Okay.
Kirti, this is done by Kirti.
Very nice. Good hand grip. Good, nice, confident lines. Very good.
This is by Aryan Pilane.
Okay, wonderful. Very nicely done.
Shreya, yeah, this is done by Siddesh Wani.
Excellent, excellent. Very nice. Superb. Looks very nice. Really good. Good work.
This is by a primary student Jainam Jain.
Wow. Wow. Very nice. Very neat and clean drawing. Very nice.
She is Ojaswini.
Okay. Ojaswini, very nice. Very beautifully done.
Yadnya Gandhi.
Wonderful. Very nice, Yadnya. Once you finish it, it's going to look really nice. Great work. Very good. Everybody is doing a really fantastic job, as I can see it.
Shreya Rajput.
Shreya, very nice, Shreya. Wonderful. Looks really good. The children have done really well.
I must say, all our children have done a very good job. The same way they have tried to put it on their paper. At least they have tried. I hope, ma'am, you are satisfied with it.
Absolutely. I'm more than satisfied. I'm very happy to see their work.
Thank you.
It was a very wonderful demo. I'm sure our viewers enjoyed doing Warli art. Let me also appreciate our students who are with us, who have done the drawing of Warli art very beautifully. Well done, students. Thank you, Snigdha ma'am, for your demo. Over to you, Varsha.
Thank you, ma'am. Now our parent, Bhavna Rathod, would like to ask a question to our guest. Over to you, Bhavna. Bhavna Rathod,
Yes, ma'am.
you can ask your question, Bhavna.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Bhavna. My child name is Deshna Amit Rathod. She's standard is third A, division A. My question, ma'am, what skill are required to draw such a beautiful art?
इतनी सुंदर कला को आकर्षित करने के लिए किन कौशलों की आवश्यकता होती है? Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you for the question. So, like any to practice any art form, the most important thing that you need is a steady hand with a good hand-eye coordination. And also, you need to have an aesthetic flair, or what we can say is, somebody who enjoys painting or has the love of colors. Okay, all of those children, all of those people can practice this particular art form or any other art form. So the main thing that is required, the skill that is required, is having a steady hand and having a love for art or art forms.
Yes, ma'am. There are some basic skills that are required to draw such a beautiful artwork. And I'm sure the skills which you have shared with us today will surely be a great help to our students. Now our teacher, Ms. Bhavika, is eager to know more about this art. Over to you, Bhavika.
Hello, ma'am. This is Bhavika here, teacher at Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School. I would like to ask you, ma'am, that can this art help our children to create any new other art forms or artworks?
क्या यह कला बच्चों को नई कलाकृति बनाने में मदद कर सकती है?
Yes, absolutely. This is the most, I would say, preliminary or very basic skill that is required, basic art form where, children can learn a lot of things. Children can basically, because they identify with the basic geometric shapes, it is very easy for them to understand this kind of art, because it also incorporates a lot of math or geometric, basic geometric shapes. Also, it improves their focus. It also improves their hand-eye coordination. And this particular art form can be taken to different surfaces where children can explore using it on cloth or on other surfaces, on canvas, on paper, on ceramics or mugs. Okay, all of this using different materials like I had already mentioned earlier, and they can create beautiful pieces of artwork from these given materials on different surfaces.
Ma'am, can you please show us a small clip?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. Warli art form is the easiest for little kids to start learning about Indian folk art. Every kid can easily relate to the simple geometrical figures that a Warli drawing is compressed of. Now, our ex-student Tanisha would like to ask you a question. Over to you, Tanisha.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tanisha. My brother's name is Sam, is studying in standard 4th. My question to you, ma'am, is which are the other types of folk art like Varli painting?
वारली पेंटिंग की तरह लोक कला के अन्य प्रकार कौन से हैं? Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, so just like Warli art or this tribal folk art that we've done today, there are more than 50 different varieties of traditional tribal as well as folk art that you can find in India from different parts and different states of India. So just to mention a few, we have Madhubani paintings, okay, we have Fud paintings, then we have Ipan art, we also have Tokra art. All these are art forms, traditional art forms, which have been passed from generation to generation for more than 300 years. And it comprises just not about drawings, but it is also a part where sculpture is involved, where craft is involved. Basically, working with hand. And this kind of things are, because they have been passed from generation to generation, it is very important for us to, actually understand the cultural awareness of this cultural belief, what is being passed on through the generations. These art forms are not just, they are practiced by the rural artists, but they're also enjoyed by the city dwellers, because it is something different. Any art form, as you know, is a kind of meditation, and it's very good to have a break from your regular thing. So, and also the Indian government has taken many initiatives to keep this rich traditional forms of folk art alive through the use of different platforms. So I personally would like to urge everybody to try out and find more about these cultural art forms, and try their hands on these beautiful folk art that we have in India. Yes, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for sharing the other type of folk art like Madhubani, miniature painting, Gond, and Kalamkari, etc. Now our principal ma'am, Mrs. Snehal Pataukar, would like to share her views on today's webinar. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Varsha, for the question answer session. Today, we had an outstanding personality, Mrs. Snigdha Bhatia, for the webinar on the topic Warli painting. Madam, I really appreciate you for sparing your valuable time with us. Our viewers were enlightened with what is Warli painting, where and how did this art originate, what skills are required to draw such a beautiful art, and how can this art help children to create new artworks, and also which are the other types of folk art like Warli painting. After gaining this knowledge, our viewers are delighted. Let's practice this art to refresh our artistic talent. Thank you. Over to you, Varsha.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful views on today's webinar. Now I hand over to Evelina Joan for the vote of thanks. Over to you, Evelina.
Thank you, Varsha ma'am. I, Evelina John, take the privilege to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of our school for today's webinar. I show my gratitude to our respected guest for sharing her great talk about Warli art. A big thank you to our respected chairman, Shri Subhaji Parmar sir, for his unconditional support and guidance. Sincere thanks to all the committee members, trust members, our principal, teachers, and technical team for their valuable contribution in making this webinar a big success. Above all, I thank all my viewers as your participation has made this webinar a successful event. So stay tuned with our school for many more super exciting upcoming webinars. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.
Let's have a look at the drawings that our children have made. Since our children have completed with the drawings almost and completely, so we'll just have a look at the complete drawings. Jainam Jain, Yagna Gandhi, Kirti, Ojasvi, Isha, Siddhesh, thank you all the children. Ma'am, you would like to give any feedback or reviews to our children for their such beautiful efforts in drawing?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm very, so happy and pleased to see these beautiful pieces of work that they have created today along with me. Teaching art has always been very rejuvenating for me, and it's my happy place. So I'm very happy to see all of them, and they've done such a beautiful job with the, very beautiful, clean, confident lines, and the kind of confidence they've shown in their paintings. It's really marvelous. Very well done. Very good.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you all the children.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and this has really been a morning well spent, I would say, Sunday morning. So I would like to thank Mr. Subhash Parmar, Snehal ma'am, and all the teachers and everybody at Sri Vijay Vallabh School. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, Pune, India. Thanks all our viewers for giving their overwhelming response. Thanks to our today's eminent speaker. A special thanks to our chairman, Shri Subhash Ji Parmar. A big thanks to our organizing team, Mrs. Snehal Khataukar, Principal, Mr. Kalpesh Darji, Team Leader, Mrs. Varsha Gorole, Teacher, Mrs. Avlina John, Teacher, Mrs. Itisha Shah, Teacher, Miss Bhavika Rathod, Teacher, Miss Urvisha Rathod, Teacher, Mrs. Aparna Dhaigude, Team Member. Once again, thank you all. Thank you all the viewers for watching this webinar. We look forward seeing you next Sunday for yet another interesting webinar. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.